call for our guest speaker today. I'd like to introduce Ms. Laura Olson. Laura's been the Executive Director for the Pleasanton Downtown Association, better known to us as the PDA, since May of 2010. She and her staff oversee development and marketing, advertising, events, business advocacy, and community relations with the PDA. Did I miss anything on that part, Laura? No, this is enough. Okay, previously she served as the Marketing and Business Director for Oka Credit Union and Associate Executive Director for the Tri-Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. Right. Laura's been active in the local community and enjoys being involved with numerous nonprofit organizations. We've got a few more we can throw your way to. She's been fortunate to serve on many local boards and has also served the chairperson of the city's Human Services Commission and as chair of the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce. Laura currently serves as vice president in California Main Street Alliance and Pleasanton Chamber Foundation Board. Laura's a graduate from Amador Valley, so go over by Gate Tree and see that right next door. And she's received a BA in philosophy and English from the University of Oregon. She and her husband reside in Pleasanton with 3 young children. So please welcome Laura to the
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks. Somebody has to throw that out anytime I speak. If you're on Facebook with me, you know I'm like an obsessed Duck fan. But thank you so much for having me. I was looking back at my calendar. I come every May, so this is one of my favorite places to come and speak. You're always so much fun, and I love, since you are the first line of Pleasanton, I love for you to have all of the current happenings in downtown in your back pocket. And to that note, I want you to know that you're welcome to call or email me anytime for downtown updates. If you're curious about something, you just want to know the inside scoop, call me. I'm always happy to share anything that I'm allowed to share. I usually have some secrets that I'm sworn to. Wanted to give you some general updates for downtown and of course answer any specific questions you have. This has been a really, really busy year for downtown so far. If you haven't noticed, 25 just shot out of it, or 2015 just shot out of a cannon. It's been incredible. Our vacancy is under 3% for the first time in a handful of years, and we have a line out the door of businesses that are trying to get into downtown, especially restaurants. That seems to be the hot ticket item right now. If I had a dozen 2,000 to 4,000 square foot restaurant spaces, we could fill them tomorrow. So it's a good position to be in. We're excited about the transition that's happening in our downtown. One of the things we struggle with sometimes is preconceived notions of what Pleasanton downtown is. It used to be very, very antique, used to be very, very upscale, and we're trying to change that price point. We're trying to welcome in new people and let you know that we're open every day. We're not just where you come with your special guests. We're not just where you come on your anniversary. You can come to us on Tuesday for lunch, on Wednesday for dinner, on Thursday to run some errands. We're there, we're open, and our price points are reflecting that change. Our businesses are very well aware of the fact that they need to be your everyday stop. So I'm hoping that you're feeling that change as well, because we're starting to see it really take hold. Some of our main priorities this year from the PDA's perspective, we're working really hard to update the downtown specific plan. This is really the governing document that both the PDA and the city uses when looking at new development, reconstruction, things of that nature. It's outdated, it's 12 years old at this point. We've been working on it for a year. We're hoping that when the city has some time in the planning department later this year, we'll be able to execute a full update, but it's critical for us. There's things in there that are hindering development when it comes to zoning issues, when it comes to sign ordinances. There's just things that need to be changed in order to make our downtown more vibrant. So we're working really hard on that, and it will be somewhat of a public process, so you'll have an opportunity to give comment as well if there's items that you recognize need to be changed. We are working also very hard for the reconstruction of Wayside and DeLucchi parks. Those are the 2 parks on First Street where we hold our very popular concerts in the park. There's a master plan for park reconstruction that was approved last fall. We're really excited about that. It calls for covering the ditch. The ditch in Wayside is proven to not be a waterway. But the Army Corps of Engineers feels differently. They like ditches, and they don't want us to cover our ditch, even though it would double our capacity in that park and allow us to really improve the overall use of the park. So luckily the city is fighting that. We're working really hard and advocating hard against the federal government to allow us to cover our ditch and get our park improved. We're fingers crossed for construction in late 2016 so we could debut a bigger, better park in 2017. It calls for a new amphitheater, for Bluetooth speakers, so if you're sitting across the street in DeLucchi Park, you'll actually be able to hear the music during concerts in the park. improved rose gardens, great seating opportunities, a park you could go to every day and would serve as a beautiful entryway on the east side of downtown. We're always keeping a keen eye on the Firehouse Arts Center. It's such a beautiful part of our downtown. It's such a fantastic amenity for our community. But we needed to keep going and growing and raising its awareness, and we realized very much so that our downtown businesses can play a big part in spreading awareness with the Firehouse. So we are working on cross-partnership and cross-promotion opportunities and always trying to get the word out. I think they have a great core attendee group, but we want to expand that and see more people discovering the Firehouse Arts Center every day and everything they're offering. And then, of course, parking. I'm sure you've all felt it, you've all heard it in downtown that we are absolutely reaching parking saturation in our downtown during peak times. If you try to park on Thursday at lunch, you're going to be several blocks out. It's a twofold problem. We need to better educate people on where the free public parking currently is. The Firehouse Arts Center parking lot is free open public parking all the time. The railway corridor that runs in between Main and First Street, free public parking all the time. But our signs are terrible. You can't see them. If you don't know where the free public parking is, you're not going to find it. So we understand the frustration that our guests and our visitors feel when trying to park downtown. We've identified lots and spaces of potential new public parking in downtown. We're asking the city to conduct feasibility studies on where someday we could erect a parking garage. It's going to be tough. It's going to be smaller than Livermore, but we need something to really balance the new construction that's coming into downtown. Obviously, Pastime Plaza is nearing completion, which we're so excited about. That'll be home to the new Starbucks evening and a new restaurant called Sabio on Main, which he likens to a Vada V, the owner. He said very family-friendly, elevated wine list, a wonderful place to go and enjoy a meal. And then upstairs of the new building is all going to be Sotheby's real estate. There you go. But with that new building is going to bring a lot more traffic to downtown, and we need somewhere for those people to park, and we need somewhere for our employees to park. We need somewhere for everyone to park. So we've created a 2-year parking plan. The city council has put it on their council priority list with full support, which we're very appreciative of, but now we need to go do something. It's great that we've talked about it, that we've planned for it, like let's go do something tomorrow. We need 45 new parking spaces this year. That's our goal. They don't need to be outlined, they need to be core parking spaces, so that's what we're fighting for right now. So if you know anybody, if you're talking to anybody in power, if you see a city council member, you know, feel free to nudge them and say, what about that downtown parking issue? We hear it's important. So, new businesses. I mentioned Pastime Plaza, which we are all very excited for. Some of the other ones that are just open or are coming soon. Casbah opened in the 200 block of Main Street. They are currently a restaurant in Livermore as well. Wonderful Mediterranean kitchen. They opened in February. Frontier Spice just opened this month in the space where it used to be Main Sushi in the 400 block. They are Indian fusion. Think lobster, tandoori pots, very cool. Everyone I've talked to said they absolutely love it. Pazika Halal, a new Indian restaurant, also opened next door to Vic's. They also just opened a couple of weeks ago. We have Tri-Valley Bistro. I have to say, that's their working name. They're still playing around with a real name. And it's going to be American, very American food, they said. That's going to go into the space that used to be Quiznos over in the 500 block. McKay's Tap Room, the long-awaited McKay's Tap Room. That's going in the 200 block where it used to be Serenity Stoneworks, the little cute dollhouse building. Their German-style tap room will hopefully be open in time for the June 1st Wednesday street party. We're so excited for them. It's going to be an outside kitchen. Going to be big picnic tables, German-style seating, tons of beers on tap. Really excited for them. I think it's going to be a great new business in downtown. Drift Company opened a few months ago in the 700 block. They are a beach-inspired clothing accessories business. It's doing really, really well. The Tutu School is opening this week at 99 West Neal. It's where the Cupid's Candy Shop used to be, and they are an adorable ballet school for little girls and boys. Round Table, former Round Table, this big hole. Can't tell you who. There's a number of LOIs in. We're finally looking like something's going to go in there this year, so we're really excited about that. They are interested in redeveloping that property. I think we talked about this last year when I was here. The property owner has this vision of a true redevelopment of that entire space. moving all the retail on Main Street, putting parking behind, but probably not for the next 5 or 7 years. So it's been tough to find a tenant who's willing to take a 5 to 7 year lease, knowing that that building needs a lot of TIs in the interim. But luckily, a few people have become interested. It seems that it's making its way. I think it's going to end up being a private, independent coffee shop, huge coffee shop. Very cool, kind of, not in a bad way, the anti-Starbucks in a certain way. Pour over coffee, loose leaf teas, lots of group meeting spaces, which I think the community will really enjoy. That's one of the things I hear is we need more bars, more coffee, more parking. So this would address one of those needs for sure, and for all of the grumblings about Starbucks in downtown, this would give the non-Starbucks folks another option to drink coffee in downtown, which we're excited about. We love the idea of having more meeting space for people and gathering space for people. The Corner Creperie is definitely a little hidden gem in our downtown. It's in Tully's Plaza. Wanted to mention they're under new ownership and are really redoing their menu, so if you haven't tried the Corner Creperie, give them a shot. Plans are in for the former Union Jack space, what lies behind the big green fence. The current owner of that property is proposing a beautiful new building, more modern than what you tend to see in downtown, that would house 2 restaurants. It includes a 1,200 square foot outdoor patio on the 2nd floor, which is super cool with fire pits. So no restaurants have signed on yet, but the building plans are underway. So we're excited that that fence may come down and we would actually have some new construction right there. We put up our new downtown banner flags. This was a 13-month project. So when you're driving down Main Street now, they just went up last week on the light poles. You'll see that we now have downtown-specific banner flags, which we're just really proud of. They used to just be generic sunbursts or flowers or whatnot, and now it's telling anybody who drives down Main Street about First Wednesdays, about our farmers market, about concerts in the park, about the happenings in downtown. So we're really excited. There's also proposed development for 273 Spring Street. Some of you know that as the former Valley Humane Society spot behind the Main Street Meat and Fish Market. The proposal is for a couple thousand square feet of retail on the street level and then several townhomes behind it. So this is sort of the new wave of downtowns. The way to make commercial and retail pencil is to build some residential in conjunction. But this is the first new project of its type being proposed for inside the commercial core of downtown. So we'll see how it plays out. This is going to be an interesting trial because we know that there's several other developments interested in doing the same thing. The initial plans were lovely, and we're excited anytime to expand retail on side streets. We're an incredibly linear Main Street. It makes it tough for walkability. We need to expand our retail and dining options onto the side streets. So any opportunity we have for that is great for overall vibrancy of our downtown. Am I going too fast? Okay. I can get going really good fast sometimes. Events. We kicked off our first Wednesday street party 2 days ago. I think I'm still recovering. It was cold, but it was great. May is always interesting. We reintroduced a wine garden. As many of you know, we hit the pause button on serving alcohol at First Wednesdays last year so that we could reset and rediscover what we really wanted to do at First Wednesdays. So the wine garden came back this week. We're looking to add beer next month, but we're excited about that. And the nice thing is that we were able to also keep some really large family seating areas open inside the same space, and that was really popular. First Wednesdays are also we have Art Block. We have an independent certified farmers market at First Wednesdays. We're hosting different clubs from the local high schools this year. In May, we had the innovation clubs from Amador showcasing their plants that they grew in their hydroponic farm, their robotics, really cool stuff. We want First Wednesdays to truly be a community showcase. So we're releasing press releases. It's all over our Facebook page. But keep an eye out for some of these special new amenities and new attributes of First Wednesday. Concerts in the Park is entering what we believe is the 39th year, as best we can tell. We start June 5th. It's every Friday night in June, July, and August. Free. Music's from 7 until 8:30-ish. But remember, if you're coming, you got to put your chairs and your blankets out early. The park fills up quickly, especially in the warmer months. Chairs and blankets not before midnight the night before, though. That's the one thing we ask. But we have 5 new bands coming to concert this year and some great sponsors. So I hope you'll come out and join us. And a lot of people get confused about the alcohol in the park. It's the one time of the year that the police actually permit alcohol there. So you don't have to be sneaky about it. But you can feel sneaky about it, that makes it more exciting. I don't know. When people see me drinking there, they're always so confused. But it really is okay. We have Wine Stroll coming up on July 18th. So please come out to Wine Stroll. It's such a great event. The Antique Fair is coming up on May 24th. We love our Antique Fair in downtown. And they're trying to really change the tone. The promoter is trying to change the tone of that, bringing in a lot more of the upcycling and the repurposed furniture and home accessories as well. And we're launching a new event this year called Sunday Fun Day. So this is going to happen every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m., similar to our Sizzling Saturdays, where our businesses are going to get creative. They're going to have special offers, special activities, a reason for you to come visit them. We're going to put live music on the street. We're going to have face painters and balloon artists for the kids, and just give you a reason to come downtown and have a little fun on Sunday afternoons in August. If it's a hit, we'll continue it through September. We always want to try to fill the gap. If there's a quiet time in downtown, there's a sleepier time for our businesses, that's where we want to really strike, and we want to give everyone a reason to come down. So we're excited about Sunday Fun Days. That's something that we've needed, and our businesses are really getting excited for them too. All right, so those were my main points that I wanted to get through. What did I miss? What do you have questions about?
What is the Sizzling Saturday?
So Sizzling Saturdays we started a few years ago, similar format on Saturday nights in August and September from 5 to 8, 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
Thank you. We've gone back and forth, 6 to 9. We put 5 different live musicians up and down Main Street. The businesses have special offers and deals. Restaurants have a lot of specials. So again, just add to the ambiance. Studio 7 usually has somebody out painting live. Just something to continue your stroll. Giving you something fun to do on Saturday nights downtown. It's been really popular. This is our 3rd year. We're doing 48 events in downtown, 53 events in downtown. Just us, just the PDA this year. That doesn't include the parades. We aren't in the parade business. The parades, the runs, and other people's special events too. So there literally is not a week in downtown where something's not happening.
You mentioned the signage is bad for the parking.
There is.
Are you correcting that?
We are trying. So we have these knee-jerk reactions where we see something that needs to be fixed, and we want to just go fix it. We're trying to take that step back and say, what about the greater signage needs in downtown too? What about wayfinding? Is our wayfinding signage even sufficient for downtown? And the answer, in our opinion, is no. If you're getting off 580 or 680, we want you to be so highly, driven to downtown and make it really clear, even the signage on 680 itself. So we're looking at it as a bigger cohesive package. Designing a sign, we're working on that, a template, so everything looks downtown, looks branded for our downtown, and really is elevated to downtown standards. So yes, we're going to fix it in conjunction with more wayfinding signage.
One other quick question.
Yeah.
The new building you said is going to be modern.
Yes.
Isn't that
Ish.
not in keeping with what we tried to do all along?
It's-
Just keep it all the old rules?
So we struggle with that. There's some people that really believe in the integrity of making downtown all look historic. There's other people that feel that that's very Disneyland. If it's not historic, why are we making it look old when there's other styles of architecture that are just as appealing and can blend really nicely? So I should take back the modern. It's more modern than what you normally see in our downtown. It's certainly not this steel and glass, behemoth that you would envision for that. But I personally, as Laura, I enjoy a little bit of diversity and a little bit of changing it up. I think it draws your eye. I think it makes our downtown more interesting as long as everything's very complementary. And I think that's what we're really striving for, is a very cohesive, complementary downtown, but not one where everything looks cookie cutter or fake facades. Yeah, Phil.
First, thank you to the PDA for doing the Doggy Days.
Oh, you're welcome.
Of course, for the Valley Humane Society, that's special to me. But
Hold on, Phil, use the mic, so everybody can.
Sorry. I just wanted to thank you for doing Doggy Days in partnership with Valley Humane Society, but my next question is music issues. Which restaurants currently have live music, and which are planning some form of live music?
So 2 years ago, we passed with the city a formal downtown hospitality guidelines. We were striving for an ordinance. It didn't make it that far, but these guidelines increased the decibel levels that our businesses could play music and allowed them greater times to play music, and it took away the need for temporary use permits for live music. So we tried to remove as many roadblocks as we're in the way for our businesses to just bring in a band, bring in a guitarist. We have about a dozen businesses that play live music on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. Well, we've realized we do a terrible job telling anybody about that. They do a terrible job about telling everybody that. So starting this month, you're gonna see every Thursday on the PDA Facebook page a list of everybody who's gonna have live music that weekend. I think you'll see it grow as the businesses get better about telling us in advance and better about planning in advance. But a lot of our businesses currently have live music. Handles, Cellar Door, Main Street Brewery, Noni's, I mean on and on. There's a lot of people that put live music in there, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, because that's when they have the greatest ability to play longer and play louder. But
McKay's live music.
McKay's is playing music in their back patio area. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions?
You're going so easy on me today. When the economy is good, the questions are easier.
Right.
Well, that's it. I just want to encourage everybody to please follow us on Facebook. We have over 21,000 followers. We're really active on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us everywhere. We talk a lot, and we want you to be the most informed about downtown as possible. And check out our new website. We just launched it. We realized we don't love it. We're going to change it. But a lot of great information there, including a full calendar of events and a full business directory. So thank you for having me. I guess I'll see you next May, and I'll see you downtown this summer.
Thank you so much. Good stuff. A lot of interesting things I was not aware of. So good. All right. So we have